Yo, what's up, guys? In this video, we're going to talk about OMAD's magic pill, aka Yohimbe. Now, Yohimbe does a lot of really good stuff and is an excellent supplement that most people don't take or take once and then never take again because if you take too much, it'll really fuck you up and you're going to have a bad time and you're never going to want to take it again. But the reason for that is because the way that they're dosed in these little capsules is they put 450 to 500 milligrams of Yohimbe in the little capsule, and that is way, 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 way too much. That is 10 times more than you need to get the benefit from this. And I honestly have no idea why supplement companies do this, because they make the supplement virtually unconsumable because of the side effects that if anybody has taken Yohimbe, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because this shit is really bad when you take too much. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how it's effective for OMAD. How it's effective for OMAD, what else it does, and then we'll talk about the side effects, and then we'll talk about how to actually take it. So the best thing that the most effective the biggest application, I guess, that it has for OMAD is that it is an appetite suppressant. So one of the issues when you're eating one meal a day or when you're doing intermittent fasting or whatever your fucking cup of tea is that when it finally becomes time to eat your big meal, you're so hungry that like you just devour whatever's in front of you, and you probably eat a little bit too much or way too much. If you're not very strict with what you eat and in what order you eat it in, if you're not eating foods that are very satiating, high in fat, high in protein, and you're going a little bit, like you're leaning a little too heavy to the carb side, or even if you do eat those foods first and you just decide to have some dessert afterwards because it's OMAD, like why not? And it's very possible to eat too much. So what I've noticed is that when I take Yohimbe, it's a very strong appetite suppressant, and I don't feel you're just not hungry. Really, is the best way to put it. It's kind of like the perfect appetite suppressant. It's not really like you never hear about it on fucking Dr. Oz because it's kind of dangerous if you take too much. And the way that it is kind of packaged these days, like I mentioned earlier, is just way too much. Okay, so the best way to use it is as an appetite suppressant a couple hours before your meal. That's pretty much it. You won't eat nearly as much. You just won't be hungry, and you won't really be fatigued. The next day, you might pay for it a little bit because you will kind of, you won't have eaten enough food that your body would be used to. So there is a price to pay for that. But if you can ride that out and your body, allow your body to reset and get used to a smaller amount of food, assuming you don't lose any muscle, then you should be okay. Okay, so that's the best thing. The next thing, let's just get this out of the way, talk about the aphrodisiac effects of it. Yohimbe also improves blood flow. I don't know if it works the same way as Viagra and the other one, Cialis, where it improves blood flow. Actually, I think it does work like that. I'm not sure if it's that it relaxes the tissues in your member, but it does improve blood flow there somehow. Also, another thing is that it increases penile girth, makes your dick bigger. So nice little bonus there for the boys. Now, this is probably because it improves blood flow. So, like, is it actually like, expanding your fucking dick? Probably not. It's probably just forcing more blood into the penis, which makes it, look bigger. And then I just wrote here, it's like a boner pill, right? Like if you are, if you're having issues and you want to not have those issues, then you take some of this and you will not have those issues anymore. So fun little fact there. Now, the next thing is that it's an energy pill. Okay. So it's like caffeine, but much stronger and less like clean. It doesn't feel like clean energy like caffeine does. Like, when you have a cup of coffee, you just feel like a nice little clean boost of energy, which I think is why caffeine is so popular. Yohimbe, on the other hand, is dirty. It feels dirty. It feels like you're like jittery crackhead shit, And if you take that energy and you do something productive with it, like work out, then you'll feel really good and you'll have an amazing workout. But you need to be able to channel that energy effectively because you're kind of going to be all over the place. Fun little fact, I have well, fun, I guess not a fun fact, fun story. I have a lot of supplements that I take in the evening as well. And one of them is milk thistle for my liver. I don't have elevated liver enzymes. I just take it anyway, just because I take a lot of stuff, and I figure it couldn't hurt to take an extra pill at night for the liver. Why not? So anyway, the milk thistle pill looks a lot like the Yohimbe pill. And on accident, I took a full Yohimbe pill, this was a couple of weeks ago, at night instead of my milk thistle. And, you know, normally I fall asleep really quickly. Normally, like, I lie down in bed, I turn off the lights, I turn on, you know, I like to watch a game of Dota before I go to sleep, turn on my, you know, my blue light blocker, and I'm out in like 10 minutes is a long time. 10 minutes is like a stretch. Like, I fall asleep so quick, I kind of wish I could stay up later and actually watch the game or the match or whatever. But this time I was like lying in bed. I was like, why can't I sleep? This is so weird. And then my heart started to beat really fast. And I was like, am I going to have a heart attack? Like, what's going on? Like, why do I feel so bad and anxious and shitty? And then, you know, after about an hour of me not being able to sleep and lying there with a really fast heartbeat, I put two and two together and I was like, oh shit, I took the Yohimbe instead. So anyway, I walked around my neighborhood for like an hour, or my apartment complex, not even really my neighborhood, and then eventually like came back and went to sleep. Okay, so the final thing, it's a fat burner as well. So it selectively targets stubborn fat. It does something. I should have fucking researched this more before I actually made this video, but like, let me just look this up really quick. Yohimbe, examine. I forget what it does. It targets like some sort of like fat cell in the body that is in your chest or something. Fat mass. Yeah, here we go. Fat mass is reduced with Yohimbe ingestion and appears to affect both obese and lean individuals. Blah, blah, blah. 20 milligrams a day of Yohimbe. Oh, Yohimbine. That's a fucking lot of Yohimbine. So Yohimbine is the extract of Yohimbe, right? I'm not sure what the ratio is exactly, but this is a lot. Most supplements that have Yohimbe in them, they'll give you like 3 milligrams, and that's, you know, I don't know. I always take Yohimbe. I always take the actual herb itself. But let me just see if I can find this here. Pharmacology, blah blah blah. Fat mass and obesity mechanisms. Adrenergic receptor, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, here it is. Selective alpha-2 adrenergic receptor antagonist, which inhibits activation of the suppressive set of receptors and preserves adenyl cyclase activity and the effects. All right, what the fuck does that even mean? Anyway, basically, wait, hold on. Basically kills your fucking fat cells or something. May have indirect fat burning mechanisms secondary to adrenaline release from the brain. So basically, like, there's two ideas here, right? Which is one is that is it the increase, like, it'll make your body produce more adrenaline or release more adrenaline, and that will, you know, stimulate your nervous system. Is that what's causing the fat loss? Yes, partially, but there seems to be another mechanism by which it burns fat from the body. So alpha-2C antagonism, that's what it's called. All right, so investigated for the ability to selectively induce fat loss in the thighs of women, which express higher levels of the alpha-2 adrenergic receptor due to estrogen. So basically, like, in areas of your body where you are more likely to store fat as a result of increased estrogen levels. For men, most notably the love handles and the chest, it's very good for reducing fat there. Now, one thing I also noticed, so anyway, just keep that in mind, you know, when you're taking it, that it can be used periodically for that. One thing that I noticed when I started taking it, you know, in order to mitigate these side effects of rapid heartbeat, anxiety, and nervousness, the best thing to do is just reduce the dose, right? And the way that I do it, I'll show you at the end of this video, because I'm actually going to take a little tiny bit before I work out. Amazing as a pre-workout, by the way. The most, I guess, the other main side effect is that it's a diuretic. So, like, it'll make you pee more, basically. Now, what I thought was happening is that you take it, and because it's doing something to burn your fat or to destroy the fat cells, because your body stores water in fat cells, it's possible that the increased diuresis is just a result of your body burning more fat and you peeing out the water that was stored in that fat. Is that actually what's happening? Or is there something where it's just making you pee more? I'm not really sure. I clearly haven't taken that deep of a dive into it. But that said, let me show you right now how to actually take this without wanting to fucking throw yourself off a bridge. Okay, so this right here, this is a capsule with 450 milligrams. Well, this is a full capsule right here with normally 450 milligrams of Yohimbe in it. Now what you do is you take the capsule like this, right? Try and get most of the Yohimbe in the, so if you look right there, you have one capsule, like one half of the capsule that goes over and one half that goes inside, right? We'll call this the female piece and the male piece, right? So what you do is you remove the female piece by twisting. Normally you can just kind of twist it off like that, right? So you remove the female piece. There we go. The first time you do it, there might be a little bit of spillage. And then what you do is you take a tiny little amount, Start small. You can always add more, right? Let me just make sure you guys can actually see this. All right, can you even see how much I fucking put on there? See that little tiny brown speck of dust right there? That's how much I'm actually taking, okay? And then you just lick it off your hand. That's it, you're done. That's all you need. It is that strong. Okay, so that right there was probably 20 milligrams. I don't know, I didn't actually weigh it out. If I really cared, I could weigh it out, but I don't think you need to when you're just doing it for like a simple pre-workout or something like that. Always take less than you think you need because this shit is really strong. And if you take too much, you're going to feel like fucking garbage. Trust me on this one. Trust me. Or don't trust me and take a whole fucking pill. I don't care. Do whatever you want. But like, trust me to take it like this. It is much better. You're going to thank me afterwards. So anyway, I really recommend Yohimbe, and it's dirt cheap. Like you can buy a bottle of pills like this, like 90 pills like this, for like $7 because nobody buys this shit. Nobody buys it because everybody has the exact same experience every time they take it, which is that they take a whole pill because that's just what you think to do when you buy a supplement is to take a whole pill. And you freak the fuck out because you have terrible anxiety, your heart beats super fast, and you just feel like absolute shit. So you can buy it, and if you take it like I've taken it, it's an excellent way to lose weight. And you can even tell in the difference in between, since I just licked it off my hand in the beginning of this video where I'm like a little bit cloudy, I seem like I already have a lot more energy, right? That shit kicks in right away. Anyway, that is my video about Yohimbe, OMAD's magic pill. Let me know what you think about that. Any other supplements you want me to check out, let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.